what is your approach to risk management? And specifically with the 2 million payout that you've had, was there any scaling up of your risk alongside that? Was there any specific strategies once you had a buffer? What is your in general approach towards risk management?
Okay, so let's break it down. So the Apex accounts, and because I get this question a lot, so I'll just answer it for the masses, right? So the Apex accounts, very early on, whilst I was in the buffer, one-to-one R trade, just get out of the buffer. I don't want to be in the trailing drawdown, the intraday trailing drawdown. I don't want to be in that. That's the zone where everyone loses, right? I've got to get out of that as quick as possible. One-to-one R trades, trailing my stop losses, aggressive as I possibly can. Don't want to be wrong. Need to get out of the buffer. Only one contract per account. Just trading Nasdaq. I get out of the buffer. I simply moved to 2, and then every 25k that I made on the account, I just doubled the contract size because I have the risk inside the account.
I see.
So I then carry that to my personal account, the same system. There's no intraday trading drawdown, so I can just trade 20 contracts. I have a relatively large size personal account. I can trade 20 contracts, and when that account gets to above a certain size, I can then increase the contract amount. I will openly, wholeheartedly sit here and say I reset that account sometimes. Like, as in, I take all the profit out and I reset it back down to 20 contracts, because trading 80 contracts on Nasdaq, like, that's like $400 a tick or something silly, like, without doing the maths on the spot. It's a lot of money, right? So the market moves 100 ticks. It's like, it's a silly amount of money. So I reset it sometimes just to not get carried away. And I know that, again, the warriors will say, you're not scaling correctly, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. I'm good. Like, I made some good money the past 3 months. Like, and we didn't really answer your question earlier about how much risk is a good amount of risk to make in the market. Percentage to make. I would say conservatively, single-digit percentages are good, right? The lower end of single-digit percentages a month, you do that, you're beating everyone in the market on an average basis. If you consistently do that over 12 months, you're making, let's say you make 3-4% a month, and you make that for 12 months of the year, you're making 30%. You're beating not only the S&P, you're beating average large hedge funds. Is that enough for me? I don't know. Truthfully, like on an intraday basis, I don't know. I'm more risk on in the market but I have a higher appetite for risk. Why? I have 10 years of, working my ass off in a PAYE job where I worked for someone else for a large period of time, where I didn't take the risk. I had a lot of money. I then traded, made a bunch of money, lost a bunch of money. I accept that money will come and go. I can be more risky on the markets, knowing when it's in my favor. And those are the days where I make a lot of money. I can be more risk off in the market, like I am now. Price is all-time high. And I can be more, my losers are a lot smaller, right? But
in general, though, your risk, you're doing it in a fixed dollar amount. But if you were to convert it to a reference to the account size, is it like around a 1% risk per trade? Or?
No, it's probably more. It's more.
Okay.
Yeah. So if let's just say I have like a 100k account, I will trade with like a 5k stop.
Oh, okay. I'd say aggressive.
Yeah, it's aggressive.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm intraday scalping, like, so it's aggressive. And people can sit here and say that flip accounts or whatever, and I've never redeposited to that account ever. Like in the year and a half, coming up year and a half that I've had that account, I've never redeposited into it. I've only taken withdrawals, and I'm aggressive at the start, and I build like almost like a buffer, and I treat it like a prop firm account, right? The start, I'm really aggressive. I build that buffer, and then I take the foot off the gas, and I start to just grow the account naturally.